what went wrong in this game?
This opening match had all the potential in the world, an incredible stadium, and a rematch of an incredible fixture that captured the hearts and minds of the world 16 years ago. What we got was ads during the hydration breaks, a team very far out of their depth, another that didn't need to do all that much, and 3 red cards. To put this into perspective, there were 4 red cards all tournament 4 years ago in Qatar. In the middle of all of it, Real Madrid announces that Jose Mourinho is back, Bernardo Silva is a Real Madrid player after teasing Barcelona for 3 years straight, and the Pope has joined Real Madrid. Excuse me? Florentino Perez, do you mind? We're in the middle of something here. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back, I'm Tinashe. The World Cup is officially underway and we've just watched a very strange World Cup opener. Now, I'm about to say something very brave right now. Everyone brace yourselves. This might be the hottest take I've ever made. Sit down if you need to. South Africa is not going to win the World Cup. I know. I just have a feeling. Mexico had a very easy opener to get the blood pumping, and I must say, even though I was rooting for the other side, it's really hard not to be happy for all the Mexican fans in there and just seeing how everyone was rejoicing and just enjoying their home team winning. It's lovely to see. It's what a World Cup is all about. The feelings that will be swimming around that stadium and those people will be incredible. Also, if you didn't know, I'm doing watch-alongs for all the big games. Had a lot of fun with the one that was recorded 2 hours ago. Quick turnaround over here, and I'm also making videos, reaction videos for all those games that I watch, just like this one, and all the usual content you're used to. Subscribe if you haven't, because 400k is what I'm trying to hit by the end of the World Cup. I think it's almost there. So let's get straight into the match. First, we'll do South Africa. From the start, it was pretty clear how this team was looking to set up. South Africa started with 5 defenders. Nobody really left the half other than Lyle Foster and Ikram Reyners, and when they did venture out, there was just no quality there whatsoever to find any important players or make any incisive movements. I was about to say dangerous players, but there were no dangerous players. Mudau and Modiba could not cross a ball or get it past the first man at all when they ventured forward, and the team could barely string consecutive passes together. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure most people were on the same page about how this match was ultimately going to go. You know, let's be real here. South Africa are ranked 60th in the world, whereas Mexico are 14th. And even if you think that those rankings aren't the best metric out there, I know that these things are based on like ELO and, you know, other sort of things, so it's not always the most accurate representation. Belgium were first in the world for 3 years in a row, for example, and you know, I don't think many people would have said that to be the case, but I think we all saw what kind of a gap in quality 45 places can produce in that last game. And we saw it live. That being said, while Mexico won this game, all they really did was just the basics quite well. South Africa, on the other hand, were just so bad at the most basic things that I want to call it nerves, and just playing at the Azteca Stadium and, you know, facing that home crowd and the intimidation, perhaps. I don't know, because I've seen them do the basics quite well, actually. As a matter of fact, that's how they got to the World Cup in the first place. They topped their qualification group despite being deducted 3 points in a group with Nigeria, although that counts very little here, doesn't it? New Zealand are the lowest ranked team at this World Cup right now. I believe they're 85th. I'm interested to see if they look better than South Africa on the ball. South Africa's best 2 players in this match were Ronwen Williams and Bekizele Mbokazi. It kind of tells you all you really need to know, that one of those players is a goalkeeper and the other is a centre-back, and they lost 2-0. Williams, although he had some great saves in this game, he had his blunders too. I don't know why, but I'm not sure why anyone would look at this South Africa team and tell them to play out the back against Mexico, but they did it repeatedly. They did it early in the first half, and it seemed to work quite well, but as soon as they did it a second time, 1-0 down. Siphelelo Sithole was just very, very poor. I really do wonder if anyone in this tournament is going to have a worse game than him. First, man gives the ball away, leading to the first goal. And then he bundles over Brian Gutierrez as the last man and gets sent off. Like, bro, if you wanted to go home, I think there were easier ways to get yourself a ticket. Listen, I know I'm being harsh, but It's because I care. Mexico, on the other hand, weren't particularly in the flow of things, but they were still good enough to not only get opportunities, but also come away with a result. In the midfield, they had few problems. When they went out wide, they were cutting South Africa wide open and pulling them in all sorts of directions. They really should have scored more goals. Of course, Julian Quinones was a standout, with his goal and a pretty productive first half. Top scorer in the Saudi League, by the way, just in case you didn't know, and yes, he should have scored, I would say, at least 2 more goals. Raul Jimenez deserves similar praise to Quinones. I thought he took his goal well, but also should have scored more. Plus, there's also the added fact that he fractured his skull, like 6 years ago in the Premier League, and then 6 years later, he comes on to score a second goal, securing the 3 points. I mean, they were already secured, let's be honest, but securing the 3 points in front of his home crowd. It's crazy. It's a great story. Eric Lira was also great. It was his pressing that set up the first goal. Okay, so let's talk about the referee and all the chaos that happened over there. So I thought that he was actually doing quite decently for quite a lot of the match. You know, I even said it on stream. Up until the card started flying. First red card was deserved. Last man, if he doesn't give that, he's facing an inquiry. Second card, I thought it was deserved too, at first glance, but then after review, I think it's arguable. Alvarado backs into him and Zwane is just trying to get past, but he does catch him. I don't know if it was intentional, but it did look bad. And then we get to the third red card. I just don't understand why you would do this when you're 2 men up and 2 goals up. I think for the same reason as the first red card, this one is also a red card. All in all, you know, pretty simple game for Mexico. They were solid, but I wouldn't really consider it a test for them. I don't know how they'll fare when they come up against more elite opposition, but for now, I think that they already have a leg in the next round so far. At least a draw should do it for them, but you have to fancy them for the 3 points, at least one more 3-point game in this group. As for South Africa, on the other hand, if you're willing to be kind and kind of chalk this performance down to nerves and maybe something like that along those lines, then that's fair. But after those 2 red cards, it's hard not to come to any other conclusion than they may be done after 1 game in the World Cup. The opening game. It's hard to see a way back. Then again, I'm recording this video moments before the South Korea-Czechia match, so maybe after seeing them play, I might change my mind. Anyway, that's the first game done. Outside of that, the craziness of this World Cup really does seem to be heating up. All the politics are just going wild. More fans being denied visas after paying huge prices. Trump says he won't be at the opener for the States. Infantino telling everyone to chill out when they have valid concerns about a tournament about bringing the world together, you know, not letting the world spectate. It's interesting stuff. And then there's the story of the Somali referee being turned around and interrogated when he arrived in the States. By the way, this man was awarded African Referee of the Year in 2025. The official story here is that he shares the same name as a leader of an extremist group, which I guess led the authorities to believe that that same leader of that extremist group trained to become a referee and then entered the States to carry out some sort of terror campaign under the guise of being a referee for the premier football governing body on the planet, only for border control. Whoever was there to basically say, hey man, we think that you're a terrorist. But by the way, you're free to go. You can go back home. It's just very odd, isn't it? Although it looks like UEFA has offered him the spot for reffing the Super Cup. Very easy slam dunk for UEFA. Everything seems to be going on as normal though. In the meantime, check out this South Korean fan literally being showered in love. You really do love to see it. And there we have it. Opening game is done. Lots of content coming your way for this World Cup. So subscribe if you haven't. I will catch you guys at the Brazil match tomorrow. Brazil versus Morocco. Or is that Saturday? I think that's Saturday is the next one that I plan to do. But yeah, these videos are coming thick and fast. It is currently 1:30 a.m. I am wired. Take a look at this over here. It's only halfway done. That's all for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a great day. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.